Imagine. It's dark. You wake to the sound of your own heart beating and the feeling, insistent as a siren, that something isn't right, that something is wrong, that things have gone wrong, that you need to plan, to make a plan for the event of an emergency. That word appears like a too bright light. Emergency. Is it an emergency? Your heart is beating. You feel the urge to run, the need to flee, to flight, to fight. But why? It isn't an emergency. It isn't. Is it?
We gather here today as citizens, as a citizens' assembly. You have been selected as representatives of your country, your generation, your species, to determine what comes next, to create a blueprint for a world still yet to be, to alter the path of history, change the course of civilization. Your task, no more, no less, is to imagine the future. However you choose to imagine it, it might be a skyscraper. It might be the face of someone you have yet to meet. It might be a ball of too bright light, or a plan, a set of building blocks. Now, imagine it in your hands, the future in your hands. We begin by looking to the past, to ancient Greece, the birthplace of democracy and of the first assemblies, where groups of citizens gathered, much like you, to share opinions of the day, then cast votes according to a show of hands or shards of broken pottery. But why do I digress into the past as we prepare to move into the future? Only to tell you that you are not alone, although you may feel it now or later in your work today. Throughout history, citizens have gathered to participate in such imaginings: a better world, a more pleasant, a more just, a more brutal, less brutal society, or more brutal, less just, less pleasant, if that can even be imagined. The choice is yours, the work is waiting. So, shall we begin? We only have today, one day, and it's not long, to design the entirety of the future.
Okay, but
We should have begun already, or yesterday, or years ago even. Are you serious?
How do we do it?
Let's just have this set in the air.
How do you
Alter the path of history, change the course of civilization, determine the entirety of the future?
It's simple. You imagine it, and then you make it so.
That doesn't sound simple, that sounds difficult.
Just because something's simple, it doesn't mean it isn't difficult.
So what? Just imagine it in our heads then?
In your heads? No. This is the future we're talking about. I think we can afford to be a bit more futuristic.
So, like, virtual reality?
No, not that futuristic. Please, no more guessing. All will be revealed. Here it is, revealed.
What is it?
Only a bespoke architectural rendering of the entirety of time, space, and possibility, fully customizable for the needs and desires of the assembled citizens.
Is it made out of cardboard?
Yes, but it's still a bespoke architectural rendering, just made out of cardboard. I'm sorry it's not more high-tech, but you wouldn't believe what it cost just for this level of technology. Do you think it's free cardboard? Do you think it's a freely available resource? Do you think it's limitlessly, infinitely available forever? Do you think all resources are unlimited? Time, money, patience. Do you think you're in a position to be making jokes? And will you continue to make jokes, even as the encroaching flames approach your door? Even as the rising water laps around your ankles? Do you have any idea of the future that's coming? Of the certain doom that certainly awaits us all if you fail in your work today? Do you think your children will be laughing as the water swallows up their homes? And will their children be laughing or smiling as the fireball engulfs their lives? Will they? Will they be laughing then? Will you? You have a chance to make a change today, to imagine a different version of the future. Don't fuck it up.
Wait, you're leaving us?
But that's enough of apocalyptic headlines for today. Let's go to some good news. Okay, folks, I've been informed there's no good news. Do we have something neutral or something not yet bad? Okay, great. In today's neutral or not yet bad news, a citizens' assembly has been assembled to design a version of the future. 10 citizens have come together to answer the question, how do they imagine the future? Do they imagine skyscrapers, a ball of bright, bright light? And what about the rest of us? What space might we occupy in this vision of the future? That's yet to be decided, but for our sakes, let's hope it's good news, and let's hope it's not too long for the decision. We don't have all day to wait for the future.
I believe she just...
It's not true, isn't it? That if we fail today, it will mean certain apocalypse.
Of course, that's just something people say, like eat your greens or wear suntan lotion. Oh, nothing we can do today can make the end of the world more or less certain.
We are designing the future.
So it's just the future.
Still, we should probably get started. It's a big job reimagining the entirety of future
Right, it's a big job, so why don't we have a coffee before we get started?
But we only have until the end of the day.
Yes, we've got until the end of the day. It's the future. It's not going anywhere. So, all in favour of having a coffee before we get to reimagining all of existence?
Aye.
Fully in favour of having a biscuit too.
Aye.
Democracy.
Okay, so, the future.
See, it's still here, isn't it? Just because we took a little break for tea or coffee.
You'll notice that I took it upon myself to make a start.
Wow.
Thank you.
Is that toast? Looks delicious.
Toast with marmalade.
Oh, where was the toaster?
In the kitchen. It didn't say not to use it, so I figured it was okay. But we can vote if that's what everyone
Please
wanted.
don't. My nerves can't take it. All this smashing.
Your nerves can't take democracy?
I've nothing against democracy. I just don't see why it needs to be so violent.
No revolution has ever been possible without violence.
Who said anything about revolution?
We are imagining the future. I think it's going to need a revolution. Maybe more than one, and that's not to say that a revolution must be bloody, but we must not be afraid of smashing of plates or otherwise.
Oh, what did I miss?
We are talking about bloody revolution.
I don't want bloody revolution. I'm not dressed for it.
Sorry, how do you then envision the path to our utopian future?
On paths. Clearly designated paths, no smashing.
Hold on again. Nobody said it had to be utopian. They just said design a future. Nothing about utopia.
I don't trust utopia. It sounds like a skin ailment. And I don't see what's wrong with what we have now. I'm sure you could improve a few things, but on the whole, can't we leave existence as it is?
I like existence as it is. I don't see why it has to change.
Because, you know, what she said earlier about fireballs and floods and whether our children would be laughing.
Right, but she left here in a gas mask and we're still here eating toast.
And marmalade.
And marmalade, so which existence do you prefer?
Okay, so what exactly am I adding for the future? Marmalade, paths, plates, skin ailments.
No skin ailments.
What about global apocalypse?
You want a global apocalypse?
No, I'm just saying it could happen like the woman in the gas mask said. It might have happened already.
You think there's been a global apocalypse already?
Maybe everyone but us is dead.
Nobody's dead.
Some people are dead, lots of people, and even more in the future.
Right, the future. We're supposed to be imagining the future, so I think we can afford to be a bit more imaginative. Think bigger, brighter.
Disco balls.
Disco balls?
In the future, could do a lot worse than disco balls. A bit of glitter, sequins, those brightly coloured streamers. To give us something to look forward to, you know.
You're describing a party, not the future.
And what if it was a party of the future? That's a lot more appealing than a global apocalypse. Anyway, he's the one who suggested disco balls.
I did not suggest disco balls.
I don't think we'll have disco balls in the future. We don't have them now.
More's a pity, man.
I still think we need to think bigger. Otherwise, we're just rebuilding the present.
Bigger like a house?
We have houses. We're not rebuilding what we already have.
Not everybody has houses.
So that's what you want for the future. Of all the things you could possibly imagine, that's what you choose. For everyone to have a
Not
house.
such a bad thing. Is it such a bad
No,
thing?
it's just that we could have that now, in the present.
Then why don't we?
Don't ask me questions about the present when we're imagining the future.
Even if it is the future, we're going to need some things we already have, like houses.
Houses!
And shops.
Shops.
And selling shops.
Stuff.
Like shoes.
I don't agree.
You don't agree with shoes?
I don't agree with any aspect of the capitalist, colonialist, extractivist culture.
Meaning shoes.
Not just shoes, but yes, shoes.
But you're wearing shoes.
It's not about my shoes.
What about motorways?
Motorways?
It's the future, isn't it? I mean, there's going to be motorways.
Super light speed, super highways.
Excuse me?
I don't think we have motorways in the future because we have motorways now and we are not even in the future.
Okay, so what did you say?
Super light speed, super highways.
Leading to the shoe shops.
We're not having shoe shops. We're abolishing shoe shops. And while we're at it, I think we should seriously consider abolishing money, banks, police, patriarchy,
organ harvesting,
high heels, the monarchy. What?
Organ harvesting.
Organ harvesting is even less of a thing than disco balls.
That's not true. It's quite common, actually. Quite mainstream. My cousin, right, she's got a Boots card for discounts and she lent it to me so I could get to one on the hair conditioner, and it had this symbol on it saying she was an organ donor. And I'd never heard her talk about that before, and she talks to me about everything. We are very close and she's a real sharer, oversharer if anything. And so I asked her about it, and do you want to know what she said? She never even signed up. Never. And we looked it up, and do you know what they can take? Everything. Heart, lungs, fingers, everything. Your eyes. In a democracy, they can just take your eyes. And that is in the present. Imagine what they'll try and take in the future.
Maybe if we just file that under corporate overreach.
They can reach as much as they like, but nobody is taking my eyes. Not now and not in the future.
How about we focus on what we do want in the future and not on what we don't? Try to keep things positive.
No revolution ever came from keeping things positive.
Sure, but it's important to try not to argue.
No revolution ever came from trying not to argue.
Okay, but let's be realistic. Even a super light-speed superhighway is easier to imagine than the complete abolition of capitalism, isn't it?
What about a new bin for outside my house?
What happened to your old bin?
Went in the bin.
Your bin fell in the bin.
Not fell, was dropped right in the bin. And I told them, the bin men, or the bin person, how they dropped my bin into their big bin, right in their bin. My bin. But that was almost a year ago.
Nobody cares about your bin.
Excuse me.
We're supposed to be talking about the future. It'll be the future by the time we get to your bin. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I've got enough problems of my own without dealing with someone's bin, someone's high heels, someone's house. I've got more problems than I know what to do with before I get to worrying about the future.
I think what he means is, whilst we're all certainly interested in the detailed history of your rubbish bin, it might be more a matter for your local council than a concern for the entirety of humanity.
Well, it's a concern for me. I'm humanity, just as much humanity as you are. Or maybe.
Everyone here is humanity, and nobody is more humanity than anybody else. At least that's something we can agree on, isn't it? Everybody here is a member of humanity.
What about him?
What about who?
You're here for the Citizens' Assembly?
I am, yes.
Did you come far?
Not really, no.
Did you swim here?
I came on the bus.
Oh, I just thought...
Stuck on traffic, the bus. That's why I'm late. Although I admit, I was cutting it a bit fine. Had to do the school drop-off.
Oh, have you got kids?
One, yes.
Have you got a photo?
Sure.
Don't eat me!
Oh, lovely. Very fluffy.
Thanks. You were talking about the future, about what you imagined for the future?
Yes, like a new bin.
No new bin!
This is what you imagined for the
Please
future.
don't touch it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't mean it's not because you're because of.
No, that's all right.
It's just that it's fragile, the future. And it could get damaged easily if anyone wants to touch it, especially if someone were to touch it with, paws. Do you call them paws?
Paws, yes.
They're very impressive. Your paws and claws. Sharp claws. Good. Very good. Very good sharp
Don't
claws.
worry, I won't touch it if you don't want me to, but maybe someone can explain it to me?
It's a radical reimagining of a possible future. An imagined route map through bloody or unbloody revolution.
You would prefer bloody, of course.
What makes you say that?
Just, you're into all that, you lot. Hunting, killing, tearing fish into pieces with your enormous teeth.
There's no need to mention his teeth.
Why not? Does he not have enormous teeth?
I can't comment, I actually haven't noticed them.
You can't not notice them!
It's true, I do have teeth.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. It's just I was surprised by your teeth. They really are very big.
Of course they're big. He's a great big bloody polar bear. Sitting in a chair with a cup of tea and toast, talking about the bus, about the school run, about the future, as if it's the most natural thing in the world. Well, it isn't. And I'm not afraid to say that, even if the rest of you are.
Look, I'm sorry if my presence makes anyone feel uncomfortable, but I'm here to work, to imagine the future, just like the rest of you. I care about the future just like the rest of you.
But you're not, are you?
I'm not what?
Like us, is he? He's not like us at all.
He came on a bus.
He has claws! Giant, enormous bear claws!
Are they big? Because I didn't notice.
Oh, come on.
Seriously! I am focused on the task, on the future. So what else do we want in the future? How about animal rights? Sorry, I don't mean animal. Do I say animal? What's your preferred term?
Yeah, you can say animal, although I can't say I agree they should all have rights. I mean, can you imagine giving a fish rights?
Okay, so their rights?
What, you want to confer rights on an idiotic panda, a stinking koala? Disgusting
So
creatures.
specifically polar bear rights.
Sounds about right, yes.
Okay, wonderful. Polar bear rights.
I can't believe that's even a thing we're talking about. Polar bear rights.
It's all anyone is talking about, polar bear rights. Following the news that the Citizens' Assembly has been joined by, according to eyewitness reports, an enormous polar bear, we've convened a panel to discuss. Should polar bears be part of the Citizens' Assemblies? Should polar bears have rights? And should those rights include in deciding the future? Sir, I believe you have an inflammatory opinion about the controversial decision to allow a controversial polar bear into the controversial Citizens' Assembly.
I have an opinion, yes, but I don't believe it's inflammatory. And I'm not sure the decision to consult the polar bear is controversial.
Not controversial? I keep saying the word controversial, so yes, it must be controversial.
That's not a helpful word. The real question that I want answered,
controversial.
According to you, maybe.
And to the baying mob outside.
There's a baying mob outside.
There certainly is.
And they're here because of the polar bear.
They certainly are. They're here and they're a baying mob. Let's find out more. You, sir, we're looking for inflammatory opinions.
Inflammatory opinions is all I have. A polar bear in a citizens' assembly. That's not right. The people in there have been selected to decide the future, and then it turns out not all of them are people after all. It's not right, not natural.
This man believes the polar opposite. Perhaps you could insult each other.
An idiot, an utter fool. I can't believe that you believe the opposite to me.
I do. I support the polar bear because he is natural. He is a part of this world, and he should get a say in this world's future. After all, it's his future too.
There's only one future I see for that bear, and that's no future. String him up, I say.
You can't string up a polar bear. They can weigh over 50 stone.
Oh, you're a polar bear expert, are you?
I never claimed to be an expert on
Neither did
polar
I,
bears.
but you don't need to be an expert on polar bears, or democracies, or citizens' assembly to know a polar bear has no place in one. Because what next? If we let the bears start having a say in the future, who next? The plants? The bees? The rivers?
The rivers, you're just trying to dominate.
Imagine you leave your house, the white-hot light of emergency still bright behind your eyes. It's sunny outside. Whoever imagines sunshine in an emergency? There are birds singing. Who imagines birds singing in an emergency? But are they singing? Or is their call a cry of panic, of alarm? You listen, closer, but you can't tell. What if they know something? What if they know something you should know? If they can tell you what to do with this fear, this foreboding, this bone-deep feeling of utter alarm. Maybe there's an app for discerning a songbird's joyful call and her stark warning of impending doom. There must be an app. Maybe you should make an app. You're still thinking about the app when you realize there aren't birds singing anymore. Just silence and the empty ringing in your ears.
It wasn't my intention for there to be any violence. Violence was the last thing I intended when I joined the Bayham mob that day. I just wanted to see what was going on. I don't read the newspapers, don't watch the TV news, but I'd still heard about the assembly. It was all anyone was talking about. So, I thought I should see it for myself. See how important it is for myself. Of course, once I saw it for myself, I saw how important it is, not just to see it, but to have my say. But like I say, it wasn't my intention for there to be any violence.
It was the plants who started it, really. Would you call it an uprising? A revolution? I'm not so good with the terminology. I don't really think of myself as a political creature. In fact, it's possible I could have missed the whole event, uprising, revolution, day out, whatever, if it hadn't been mentioned by a passing cloud.
You heard what's going on in the city?
I hadn't heard what was going on in the city, but you know what clouds are like. If they've got something to share, it's not long before we all know about it.
I'd been hanging low over the city, considering ruin in the afternoon, when I saw a great crowd gathered outside the Citizens' Assembly. Loud they were, all shouting and chanting and angry about something, even if I couldn't tell what. But peaceful. At least until the brick came flying through the window. How did it fly through the window? You would have to ask the wind.
I didn't throw the brick. I couldn't have. If I had, I'd happily hold up my hands. But I don't have hands, which is how you can be sure I didn't throw the brick.
Maybe not, but you certainly helped it on its way.
If you're asking, if I gave the brick a helpful lift, if I caught it on a rush of air, directed it through the waiting window, well, I'm not saying either way. No! Don't call me a hero. I just did what any other gust of wind would do.
You could have given me a warning. Honestly, I was blown right off course, and I had a busy afternoon. For once the stereotype is true. But no, there I was, all of a sudden lifted into the air and thrown right into the centre of it all. And it was busy. Busier than even I like. Is the word stampede? Yes, that's what it was. A stampede.
I didn't intend to make anyone stampede. Yes, that wasn't necessarily where you might expect to find me.
A massive great river surging through the city.
But I had a right to be there. After all, it's my future too. It's all of our future, and all of us should have our say, no matter how large or small. Very, very small.
Oh, it was exciting.
Very exciting!
We'd never been part of something of this.
We are only small ourselves in the scheme of things, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be involved.
Doesn't mean we're afraid to be involved.
I assure it was loud.
And yes, it was big.
It's okay when we saw the rushing river.
When we heard the wind.
We looked up at the menacing cloud.
I don't think I'm menacing.
There was a part of us.
A small part of us.
That thought.
Maybe we should turn around?
Maybe we shouldn't be involved?
Maybe we shouldn't hope to have our say, to have our tiny, squeaky voices heard.
But even if we were scared...
Only a very small amount scared.
We were determined to be a part of it. A small part of it, even if we were very small.
I was the one who suggested throwing the brick. I said, why don't you throw that brick through that window?
Why don't you?
I would, but I'm not that big.
I'm not very big either.
No, but you're bigger than me.
What about her?
What about me?
Why don't you throw that brick through that window?
I've got my own problems, thanks, without worrying about
We all
your
get
brick.
our own problems.
I'm sure they're not as big as mine.
You want to talk about problems?
No, stay back!
I got problems.
You are the problem, my problem.
My problem is this heat. Unbelievable.
You are
this
creating this heat. I can't stand it. If you come any closer, I'll be melting.
Talking of melting.
We don't mean to be rude, but...
We couldn't help but notice.
Yes?
You are.
Melting.
I told you, I've got problems.
Unfortunately, your personal problem is creating a communal problem for us. We're only very small, see?
So even a small amount of melting is the difference between us standing and swimming.
Swimming and sinking.
Sinking and drowning.
Nobody's drowning.
That is easy for you to say from up there. You've got no idea what it's like for those of us down here on ground level.
The mouse on the street.
A common or garden mouse on the street.
Look, let's all just go inside and out of the sun.
You are the sun!
I'm an unfortunate and unwilling byproduct of the sun.
Either way, you're not coming inside.
None of us are going to get inside unless somebody throws that brick.
Why don't we all do it? That way it's a collective action rather than any one individual's actual responsibility. No brick, no change, no revolution.
Okay, fine. But only because I don't want any violence.
Violent scenes have been reported at the Citizens' Assembly this afternoon. According to eyewitness accounts, the eyes were witness to a natural disaster, a wall of water, a surge of awful blistering heat, And a bee. A bee? Is that right? Yes, apparently a bee. What new and calamitous horror will strike our society next? Who knows? Not me. But when I do know, I'll let you know. Oh, wait. That's him. The polar bear. Sir, I'm with the television news. I wonder if I could bother you for a short interview about the violence events of this afternoon.
An interview? You don't need an interview, just look around you. Mayhem, disaster, cataclysm, apocalypse.
Please, our viewers don't like to hear about the apocalypse. It makes them feel unsettled and they respond less well to advertisement breaks.
I'm sorry, but there's no other way to describe it. There's nothing more that I can say. A brick came through the window and then disaster.
And there's nothing more to say about the reasons for the disaster?
Why would I know anything about that?
Because they're and you're... I'm sorry to spell it out to you, but for the viewers at home, you're all the same. You and them are natural. Or I mean natural, but not natural like us. Like me, I mean. Because we're not an us, you and me, but you and them.
I'm not like them. I'm a citizen. I was invited to assemble. I didn't throw a brick or break down any doors to be here. I caught the bus. I sat in traffic. I'm not like them.
Any chance you could say that again, but into the camera this time?
No, I have to go.
Oh, you have somewhere you have to be?
I need to find someone, my child.
Oh, you have a child?
Yes. He'll be waiting for me. He needs me. He'll be scared. I have to go.
Wait.
What?
Do you have a photo of your child?
Really?
Yes, really. I would like to see. Oh, lovely. Very fluffy.
I have to go. He's in danger.
Still. Very fluffy. But what happens next, sir? To the assembly, to the future?
We did it! We threw the brick. We smashed the glass. We found our way inside to the Citizens' Assembly. The way to have our say. To the future. We did it. I can't believe we did it. So, what change do we want to make to the future? Any ideas? Anyone?
Well, I just wanted to come inside and cool down.
Okay, that's something. Cooling down. What else?
What about air quality?
As a cloud of high-quality air, I must agree.
More green space.
More of your wonderful self. Why not?
What about litter?
A reduction in litter, of course.
Not a reduction.
Why would we want a reduction?
An increase, if anything.
An increase at the very least.
No! I don't like litter. It makes my bank look unsightly. I can't bear to have unsightly banks. I think we need to have a blanket ban on litter.
You want us to starve?
I can't believe you want us to starve.
Let's leave litter for the moment. What else?
What about water? I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm parched, positively bone dry. Getting a bit crispy around the edges.
Who gave you a right to talk about water? That's a very personal matter.
Personal? We all need water.
Actually, I don't, but I support the existence of water for the greater communal good.
But it's not a communal resource. I am water. I'm made of water.
All of us are made of water.
I'm actually not. But if anybody has some going spare...
There's no such thing as spare water. It's in short enough supply as is. My banks have been almost bare all summer. It's been awful.
Water in short supply. Tell that to my wet feet.
We are positively swimming in spare water.
That's not spare, it's me.
Actually, it's...
Oh, God. Is it me? It's me, isn't it? I'm melting. You're making me melt.
I'm just minding my own business.
Oh, what is it?
It's very fluffy.
Are you lost?
I'm looking for someone.
Who?
They look like me, but bigger.
Fluffier?
Less fluffy.
Oh,
So you haven't seen him?
no.
I'd better go.
Go where?
Go back out there!
No, wait. We'll help
Unless
you.
you really haven't seen him.
I'm sorry, no. But you don't have to leave immediately. You must have come a long way to be here.
I did.
Did you swim?
I did. It took a long time and it was very difficult. I got very tired and I saw many terrible things. It just seems like the whole world is on fire out there, and I've got loads of muck stuck in my fur, but then I kept going because I knew I had to find him, but I couldn't find him. He's not here.
Who's not here?
My dad's not here. So I'll go.
No, wait. We'll help you find him.
We will?
Why not?
It's his dad, so his problem. I've got enough problems of my own.
So do I. So what's one more? Look, why don't you play over there and we'll figure this out. Do you want a snack or anything?
Just water, please.
Water?
And meat if you have any.
Meat!
Just checking. You don't eat plants, do you?
Oh, no, of course not.
Okay, good. That's fine then.
Fine? It's not fine.
It is far from fine.
He can't be in here. It's not safe.
It's not so safe to send him back out there. He's only small.
He might be small to you, but to me, he's bloody massive.
He's only a baby. Look at him.
And babies never cause any destruction, did they?
If we're talking about destruction, I actually am still melting. It's becoming quite critical.
If it's such a problem, there's an easy solution. Let me have the water.
But it's my water.
I could drink it.
Or I could, actually.
Well, we could drink a little of it.
No one is drinking my water. I intend to turn it back into ice post-haste just as soon as he's out of here.
Me? You can't send me back out there. You said it yourself. It's not safe.
Not safe for him. For you, fine.
He's a polar bear. He's not exactly fragile.
And you're a heat wave.
A delicate heat wave as heat waves go. And if you're worried about the temperature, I would caution you not to upset me further. I'm liable to get quite hot under the collar when I'm attacked.
How dare you! Me attacking you?
Okay, I think everybody needs to cool down.
Is that a joke?
Is that a funny joke to you?
I'm just trying to keep you two separate.
I think you should stay out of it.
It's really important for me to keep you two separate.
And why is that?
That is what I was trying to avoid.
You're a tornado.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Don't do something. Change back.
Oh, if I could change back, I would, but I can't. Fuck! I only just came here trying to do some good in the world, trying to make some positive change. And now look, I'm a tornado. Great! Fucking great!
I'm on fire! You set me on fire!
I didn't mean to. She blew me into you.
If it weren't so hot to begin with.
You think I choose to be boiling like this?
Do you think I want to be melting?
You think I want to be running and flailing around?
You think I want to be burning?
You think I want to be rising?
You think we want to be drowning?
You think we want to hear you complaining?
We've got a lot to complain about. It's not our fault.
Whose fault is it then?
Humans! The humans are to blame!
There are no humans here to blame.
Out there! There are humans out there to blame!
Yes, the humans.
Humans! They aren't out there. Not anymore. I told you. It's just terrible things. Just burning cars and dust clouds, plastic and drought and sirens and nuclear waste. No humans.
No humans.
No plants.
Not even any bees. Oh, well, that is a shock. I feel quite shocked. Really quite shocked. Really.
It's collapsed!
It must be shock!
How do you know?
Well, he said the word shock 3 times!
Does anyone know first aid?
I do, but... well, wings! We never had to do wings.
Watch out! It's collapsing! It's all collapsing!
How? How can a single bee cause total collapse?
It's gone. The future. The entire future.
Oh, look at what they've done down there. What a mess.
A mess? I think it's a bit more than a mess. Don't you?
I didn't know that. About the humans?
Oh, of course, that's old news. You ought to keep up, you.
I try. But news doesn't travel so fast up here.
You want to get yourself one of these. Look, and with just one click. Hold on. Wait, just a minute. There's a technical problem.
It's broken.
It's not broken. It's thinking.
Oh, down there. It's all broken. It's collapsed in pieces. It's entirely destroyed.
They'll fix it, don't you think?
I don't think so. I do not think so at all. A fire would be one thing. And after a flood, it's possible, isn't it, to still rebuild? Oh, and even when something's been smashed into fragments, into hundreds and thousands of separate shards, it can still be fixed, with time and care and labour. Oh, if it was one disaster, I'd be hopeful. But it's not just one disaster they've had down there. Far from it. Disaster after disaster after disaster. Too many to count, much less recover from.
But maybe, if they had some glue, or sticky tape.
You see for yourself. The world's in pieces on the floor. And the future's crumbled into dust beneath their feet. It'll take a lot more than sticky tape, if you ask me.
And neither of you find this shocking? You're just content to Sit and watch.
Shocking? It takes a lot to shock me these days. I've seen it all. Seen all the horrors of this world. It's chaos. It's disasters. And it's mistakes. And believe me, I do no mistakes. I've been married 6 times and had 8 children. Yet twice. I was on planes that were forced into emergency landings. And 17 times I've lost the same tooth. 12 times I've been evicted. Yeah, 30 times. I found pieces of metal in my restaurant food. But only once did I ever find a piece of human bone. I've seen millions, hundreds of millions, billions of dead and dying bodies.
Stop!
I'm just saying, there's not much that I find shocking.
But do you find it sad still?
Oh, it's working. I've got a message. Wait. It's for new moon. Who's new moon? I can't keep up with all these new celestial beings. They need to pluto them all. Get rid. Or at least they should get their own email addresses. New moon indeed. New moon.
What's the Citizens' Assembly?
Hello? Is anybody there? Is there anybody? Anything still there? Does anyone hear me? Receive me? Is anyone listening at all? This is the news. There's no news today, no good news anyway. Not even any new apocalypse, not anymore. Everything is empty and the lights went off some time ago. It's cold, and except when it's terribly hot. I'm lonely. I used to be afraid of the noises in the bushes, and then the bushes went away, and all the noises too. Now it's just darkness and no noise at all. Is that better or worse? If you can hear me, tell me if that's worse. Tell me you hear me. Tell me if that's worse.
I think we took a wrong turn.
Oh, great.
You said you knew the way.
Hold on, it's been a while. Shh. It's only a human.
I thought they'd all been destroyed.
I thought so too.
But here one is.
Hello?
Hello?
We're looking for the Citizens' Assembly.
Oh, it's that way. But are you citizens?
Citizens? We are the goddamn universe.
Imagine you're walking. You're tired, and the air sticks in your throat. It's sunny. Is it sunny? Or is the light too bright, bright, bright? It hurts your eyes. You shield them, turning back to see the darkness, thick and comforting, creeping from behind. You should sleep. You can't remember when you last slept. Can't remember when you felt your heart not beating. Not like this. You don't know anymore what it is you're walking for. You're tired, and your fur is full of muck. Not your fur. You don't have fur, do you? Fur is for animals, and you're not. Are you? You're confused. It's bright, and everything just looks like hot and glare and empty. You want to run, or maybe just lie down, lie still, alone, with your heart beating sadly in the dark. You stumble, but you're still upright somehow, and you keep going, keep trying, keep walking into the bright, too bright light. You keep going into the future, however you imagine it, because this is all just an imagining. But still, even in this imagining, you keep walking into the future, even if you can't imagine it.
This is the part about the future. This is the part about the future. This is the part about the future. This is the part about carrying on, carrying on, carrying on, carrying on.
This is the news. The universe has arrived, and with it, light. And with the light, we can see the future. Maybe it's just arrived, or maybe we've just arrived in it. Maybe it's been here all along, but we've been looking in the wrong direction. Maybe it's magic, or maybe it's science, or maybe it's just the way time works, the way the world works. But just as everyone was losing hope, it's here, and it's something. I don't know what, but for the viewers at home, please, is it what you expected?
It's not really how I imagined the future. I thought, well, I didn't think we need so much glue or sticky tape. I thought we'd build something that stayed together better, something stronger, something more beautiful, more built to last.
But here it is, lasting. Maybe not beautiful, but lasting for now at least. So, how did you do it? How did you make it into the future?
Not without difficulty, I can tell you.
We were lost many times, to be quite honest.
To be fair, there was a lot of dust.
And fire.
And fire, yes.
And I don't want to say violence.
It's true. There was violence, despite our best intentions. And there was destruction. And at times, there was total collapse.
But that wasn't the end. Not in the end.
Something changed. Something always changes, gets rebuilt.
Comes back to life.
And if there's anything that can't be rebuilt, maybe it can be reimagined into something else entirely.
At the end of the day, there's always another day. There's always more future, even if it's not the future you ever expected.
Was it easy getting to the future? No, I can't say that it was. Was it fun? Also, no. Was it exhausting? Yes. Do I have white feet? Also, yes.
Did it come at a cost? Yes. But was it worth it? I believe that it was. And how did we do it? That, I don't know. Not really. But we did. We made it to the future.
To the future?
Oh, you came back.
I I did, or forward, I don't know.
So the world didn't end then, did it?
Not yet. No, not yet anyway.
But you're still wearing that, are you?
Well, you can't be too careful. Oh, you're all here. I didn't realise. Terrible peripheral vision in this thing.
We are. We're here and we're together in the future.
Are we? All of us?
I can't say what we're doing here. I don't know further than next year. You ask what the future looks like. I can't see in this light, but I'm carrying on.
Ignore me. I'm not really here. I died. I know. I'm sorry. Maybe that isn't the ending you want to hear. But it wouldn't be true to say that we get to the future without anybody dying at all. Or that we can make things completely better without any of the difficult or broken bits. Or that it'll be easy. Or that it is easy. It won't be, and it isn't. But that doesn't mean it isn't possible. Even if it feels like it's not. Even if it feels like endless apocalypse. It is. And then one day, it isn't. And then it is again. It's simple. Even if that doesn't mean it isn't difficult. And it goes on, and you go on. Or you try to. Until you're in the future. But this is the part about the future. And I'm not in the future. So I better go. I wonder what the future looks like. Maybe a skyscraper or a bright, bright light. Or the face of...
You ask what the future looks like. I can't see in this
Yeah.
light, but
I'd better go. It's beautiful. It really is. It really, really is.